Sunday. It's Sunday, man. What's up, guys? It is episode 6 of Fluffernutter Live because it is Sunday at 7 p.m. What a somber day. It has been a roller coaster of emotions for some that are personally for me, just only me, and then also throughout the nation. Hopefully we can pick up the mood with tonight's episode before everybody crashes and gets on with the rest of their week. We have, look at that. We have people, hold on, let me do this. Let me be a little respectful here. Waving go away. Waving at all the peoples. I love your faces for joining this soon. You guys, let me start off with how this all started, right? Like, I almost had to delay this, but then the whole Fluffernutter Live, because I was running into technical issues. First off, hi, Carmen Quattro. Hi, Mom. Hi, Johnny Gonzalez. Thank you for joining. I appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed my wave back at you. I'm engaging. I guess that's a good thing. Anyway, so I almost delayed the Fluffernutter Live because my countdown timer, the thing that you just saw, my Mac decided that it was time for an update. And I'm not even kidding you. Literally up until, because I start these, the Fluffernutter Lives, they start at 6:58 a.m. So the 2-minute timer, and then boom, 7 p.m., and then I start talking. At 6:57, my Mac was done updating, and it was set and ready to go. And I was like, oh my god, but I had a backup. And it's kind of funny, okay? So what I was going to do, right, because I was going to start this thing anyways, was I had this. But you'll notice there's a problem when it comes to the way you guys view it. It's backwards. Because when you film with a front-facing camera on a phone, it's backwards. So I had to then hurry up. And mind you, this is all scrambling within the last couple minutes before this started. And I wrote it backwards for you guys. And I want you, just for the sake of it, while I get my Fluffernutter material, I want you guys to appreciate the fact that I did that backwards in a matter of a minute. So you guys can know that my countdown timer is broken. Johnny, I'm getting it. I'm getting the Fluffernutter right now. And I still didn't clap myself on. I swear I'm never going to get this. I never do it on time. Okay. That took effort. I was stressed. I didn't want to be late. I'm a person that doesn't like to be late. Okay. You saw it? Great. That's my backup. In case my Mac fails me. Okay, so, the nation. I don't follow sports much. Fully aware of who Kobe Bryant is. But it's one of those things that I just don't follow sports enough where I would have been notified because he was this legend in sport. I was notified because if you remember from my previous Fluffernutter Lives, I wanted to become a helicopter pilot before I wanted to go fixed wing. That was the intention. Which that's a whole other story why I didn't go that direction. So I still follow all these helicopter Facebook groups. And after getting home today, my phone just started blowing up from all these helicopter groups. And everybody was posting about it. That Kobe Bryant has unfortunately passed away in a helicopter crash. And it gets more heartbreaking because it also included his daughter. Now, I don't want to detract from it or be disrespectful to what had just occurred, but I don't want Fluffernutter Live to be about that. You guys see it enough throughout everywhere else. I'm not going to bring it here. We're going to try to bring up the mood. Except one more thing. I'm going to complain about one thing that's personal. Okay? It's personal. Okay. There's peanut butter all over me. Ugh. I had to say goodbye to my dog today. Today is the last day I'll see my dog for as long as I'm aware of, until I get through flight school. Unless my parents, no guilt trip, Mom, because I know you're still on here, if they bring Chloe up to me while I'm in Raleigh. CJ is another guy that watches these live videos. He watches them afterwards. Says that I'm supposed to be doing this with a spoon. I really want to know. Johnny said, don't wave the damn knife like a damn psychopath. I'm sorry. Oh, man, you guys are commenting, and I should probably pay attention to that. But, anyways, I just said goodbye to my dog today, and it was kind of sad. Posted a picture of it and everything. Because she's the baby. Mm-hmm. Okay, what are you guys saying? Mom said I'm talented. Of course she said that. He's okay, Mom. Thanks for the effort. Don't wave the damn knife. Exactly, Johnny. Okay. You guys, look at that. I'm scrapping right now. Your boy's in that flight school budget right now. Oh, man. Okay, hold on. I almost have it. Oh, yeah. So CJ was saying that I had to do this with a spoon. And CJ, if you see this, you're out of your mind. Spoons are meant for scooping, and then they go a direct travel from the source of the food to your mouth. There is no creation with a spoon. Unless it's ice cream. But even then, you're supposed to be using an ice cream scoop. But that's kind of bougie. It's kind of fancy to have an ice cream scooper. This is called a butter knife. They call it a butter knife because you put butter on it and you spread it on things. Because it's a spreader. It's what it does. A spoon? That's crazy. You guys, I don't know why. This is really hard to do right now. Ugh, whatever. Okay. Heads up, too, before I get into the rest of this Fluffernutter Live. There's a high probability that I will not be doing Fluffernutter Live next Sunday because I move this Saturday, to Raleigh, and I'm going to have to be setting everything up and that whole deal. I don't know what the new thing's going to... It's got to be the same thing, right? I don't want to change it. That's enough shit I got to think about. So, Johnny, so when am I going to expect? No, I'm already past it. I have this thing. It's semi-joking, semi-not. It's called a transition dog. And Chloe's 6 years old. I was supposed to get a second dog right now, but obviously the flight school thing kind of changed that. The reasons why is if you get a dog that's 6 years in, right? So I got Chloe. 6 years later, get another dog, right? So when Chloe does pass, at that time I would have had a dog because Chloe's average lifespan for her type of dog, I don't know what you call it, is around like 12 to 15 years. So I would have already, if I got a second dog, I would have known that second dog for at least 6 years. So it makes the transition away from it. Man, I told you I was going to keep this shit away from being somber, and we're talking about my dog's death right now. And it's kind of my fault. Oh, how many of these sandwiches do I make a week? I only make these this time. This is the only time I make Fluffernutters. And that's because I don't want to hate these. I want to enjoy them. So I only make it once. Once every Sunday. So don't be freaking lazy, set it up and get it done. Right? Well, I'm going to. But I just don't think I'm going to have enough time to do it. Because there's so much. Moving is chaotic, man. Mm-hmm. Okay. What are we talking about today? I have no idea. Let me look at my document. Oh, God, I almost choked. Put that away. No, Sunday, make it happen. Solid energy. John, you need to calm down. Okay. Kind of pumped. Look at this. Boom. I've been filming for 10 years and I've never owned GoPros, and I own 2 now because in-flight footage. My intent is when I make the weekly videos for while I go to Blue Line, is I'm going to have one that's going to be behind, so it'll be me, the instructor, it's going to be facing out of the plane, and another that's going to be facing me and the instructor, so you can see everything going on. Combine it, the audio is going to be tapped into for ATC talk, and it's going to be nuts. It's going to be amazing. So yeah, that's them. I even got a little remote. See? Little remote. I can control all of them. Okay, that's my geek out for everything. Anyway, Blue Line video. I'm refining the script right now. I'm supposed to be filming and editing all this week, and I intend to have that video out before I move. Because if I don't, it's going to be really hard to get to when I'm up in Raleigh. So, that's the ATP versus Blue Line video. And it's going to go over everything. Anybody that follows these, what's going to end up happening in those videos is every week I'm going to go over what I fly, where I flew, show you little snippets of the flying itself, how many hours I logged and what I learned. You'll get a pretty good scope of exactly what I'm doing on a weekly basis. Now, as a reminder, I may not get these videos out until after I graduate. It just depends on how chaotic. Blue Line's 5.5 months long. That's a lot of information. Craig has joined us because he does wheelies. He does. I saw him. It's true. It's real. Whew. Okay, hold on. You guys are saying stuff. Johnny's trying to get all motivational. Johnny's called having priorities. He has those? Question mark. Johnny's so funny. Okay. What? Oh, did I kind of mix two things up there? I guess I kind of did. I have 2 different things. Because the other thing was the this ATP versus Blue Line thing. Someone posted something in the ATP student group. ATP is the school I'm not going to. Still follow it, though. That something cost-wise had changed. So, that's what's pushing this off from me filming and editing, because I gotta make sure the information's right and up to date. I'm gonna be so mad if I post a video and literally that month it changes, the information changes. That's gonna be annoying. So that's what's delaying the video right now. My intention was to film and edit it this weekend, but no. People gotta spread rumors about supposed things are changing. Okay. Oh, and okay. I really don't have much. I don't have much like non-flight school stuff to talk about. But if you are following this, don't be swayed. Like, if you're getting into a flight school, don't be swayed by a single category. Because it's hard to tell if this guy had attitude or not, but this guy brought up that, oh my God, what was I even talking about? I don't remember. How's your Sunday? Mentioned something about that Blue Line requires you to have renter's insurance while you're flying the planes because they don't cover you. And it's true. And ATP doesn't require you to have that. But you got to understand, there's so much more to a cost. I mean, we're talking about, you're paying anywhere between $75,000 to $100,000 for school. That's really negligible. Renter's insurance goes from like $175 to $500 a year, so that's a very small portion of the cost. Don't be swayed by one thing just because it sounds off, that one school's making you do something that another is not. Weigh that shit out. Okay. Attitudes. Johnny, did you know you spelled that wrong? You spelled it kind of funny. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. And Craig, you'd be really impressed. Look at this shit. Well, actually, my countdown timer was broken. You never see these from the beginning, but my countdown timer was broken, and I had to come up with something. And I wrote this, and it was backwards, so then I had to write backwards so you could see it correctly. I just have too much energy right now, I guess. That's all it is. Let me get to questions before I get into this next topic that I want to talk about. Because you guys got some questions. Matthew asked about Kobe Bryant and what happened. Actually, it is. Not to get into the depressing part of it, but what people are talking about is the FAA and the NTSB are investigating it and everything. But we won't really know until that information is released about what exactly happened. It's a big-ass helicopter that he's in. It's a Sikorsky U-76 or something. I forget what it's called. It's a big helicopter. So you have a little less wiggle room when it comes to recovery. But yeah. I am not the go-to source for that. TMZ supposedly is. So, what's my favorite airplane? Not to fly, just your favorite. I don't know. That's weird. I can't really think of right now. Like, well, see, I don't know. I can't. That's kind of going. Because how did you say it? You said, "What's your favorite airplane? Not to fly, just your favorite." Because I'm curious, I'm getting kind of like into the whole what I want to own. And there's this thing that's called it's called a Bonanza, a V-tail, and I'm already like photoshopping it on my off time to get ideas of like what I'd want to do with it. So I like that, but I don't know. I mean, I feel kind of cliche, but most people would shoot towards the fighter world, and I kind of lean that direction. And the fighter world, I mean, I'm an F-22 fan. I got a lot of people that love F-35, but I'd take an F-22 over 35 any day. That's so cool, I can show you the question. Wait, what are you guys saying? That extra work. He had information to lead to Hillary Clinton's arrest. Too soon. Too soon. No, Pelosi's in on it. Carmen Quattro. How are your workouts going? They hurt. And this actually has a lot to do with the topic I want to talk about getting into a lifestyle before we get into like a huge commitment, whether it's a relationship or it's a career or something like that. But right now, it's crazy. I remember doing P90X when they were like an hour and a half long, and that sucked. But I also remember like it getting kind of like tiresome at the end of it, so it was just like, ugh. But these 30 minutes, like, you really commit. It hurts. It hurts, man. Ugh. So, I think they're going amazing. If you're going to do it, like, if you're going to go into flight school, dude, it's so worth just getting the P90X3, the Beachbody subscription thing. Because you get, like, if you go to Blue Line, for example, Blue Line's 6 months long, and I just want a fitness program while I'm going through Blue Line, which is, once again, 5.5 months long. And you could pay, it's like $60 or something like that, and you get access to all their programs. And it's only half an hour. There were so many times that I almost didn't work out, but because it's only half an hour, I did it. Okay, I'm done ranting on that one, I promise. F-35 vertical takeoff. Come on, guys, feel the dang burn. In a world where I have infinite runway, F-22 all day. Craig's on point. Carmen, I get it. The whole VTOL thing for F-35 is great and all, but like, I think the F-22 is just a superior fighter. And I think it looks better. And I've seen both in person. I went to a base when I was in the Air Force. I went to a base called Edwards Air Force Base. If you don't know what this is the sister base to Area 51. Way less alien-ish, as the public likes to perceive it to be. But they do experimental flying out there. And they have curfews out at Edwards Air Force Base where no matter if you're staying there as you live at Edwards Air Force Base or you're visiting, which I was visiting at the time because we had the aircraft that we have that refuels other aircraft. We had landed there for some reason. I don't remember why. But we were at a hotel there at the little Air Force hotel. And curfew was at 9 p.m. and you were not allowed to leave the building. And you could hear things. It just sounded cool. I can't even really relay like what the sound was like, but whatever was flying just had a different sound to it whatsoever. How this ties into F-22s is that next morning when we went out there was an F-22 and an F-35 on the flight line right next to each other, and it was beautiful and it was amazing. But the F-22 does look better, and I genuinely think that from the brief, complete, no professional background on this at all, I just think that the F-22 is probably a better fighter, but I don't know. So, thanks for your support, Craig. Okay. What was the next question? Oh, we did that one. Kobe Bryant, what happened? We're not being somber. Johnny said, would you take a temp gig while in school in the field you're trying to get into? Would you take a temp gig while in school? Johnny, what is a temp gig? What do you mean? Do you mean like a side job? Or do you mean like while I'm in school doing pilot side work? Tell me which one you mean in the comment, and I'll read it, and then I'll try to remember this question and answer you, because I don't know. Would you take a temp gig while in school in the field? Oh, you are asking that. Or you're not asking that. Side job in the field. Okay, let me answer it both ways. Let's say while I'm in school, there's no opportunity to have any kind of job. But people barely have time to do like Uber Eats as a side job while going to flight school. Now, when they become an instructor, that's a full-time position. And you could still do side work on that if you're really committed. And I've seen instructors do it. There are instructors who instruct, and they also there's like these entry-level jobs for pilots, and they're typically the people that fly skydivers. Yeah, fun fact, when you jump out of a plane, that's usually not a pilot that has a lot of experience, unless they really committed to the skydiving world for some reason. The people that tow the banners across and all around cities and across like stadiums and stuff, that's an entry-level job. Some people will do instructors, and they will also on the side, if they can fit it in, they'll fly for the things I just mentioned. So that's a thing. So what you're doing that's my G. Hey, remember when you were called C-Ball? That was a thing. That was really short-lived. Is Blue Line Part 141? It's like a hybrid. They're definitely majority Part 141, but they have hybrid Part 61 programs in there. But when you go there, it's mostly 141. The FAA looks at it as a 141, which matters because if you go to a 141 school and not a 61, you actually get a discount on insurance as a pilot because you went to a 141 school. So that's a thing. And insurance sucks, and it's increasing every year. Next question. Let's see here. From one OCD freak to another, how are you organizing everything before flight school? From one OCD freak to another, how are you organizing everything before? You're opening a can of worms that might bore too many people. Organization is my thing. I love organization. I love systems, love creating stuff. I love Excel sheets, documents. The way it works for me is, I guess you would say there's three major systems. I use Todoist. That's the organizational application. It's meant for tasks and scheduling stuff, that whole deal. It costs like $36 a year. I use that, and it's amazing. I love that. And so that is tied into one massive document called The Plan. It says Flight School, The Plan. And on there, it's literally segmented in different time periods of me going to flight school. So, like, for example, I'm right now taking care of all the tasks before I move to Raleigh. And then I have tasks when I move to Raleigh before flight school. And then I have tasks while I'm in flight school up until the point I graduate. So I've segmented all these tasks all throughout that. And the way I keep up with all those tasks is the third thing, which is I do weekly review. Every Sunday, oddly, every morning, I review all my finances to make sure I'm in budget with my loan and everything. And I also, it's part of the process for me to go to The Plan and grab tasks from there and put them in Todoist. And they all interwork with each other, and it's what keeps me ahead of everything. So that's my nerdum. How about yours? Carmen, from my understanding, I haven't looked that much into it about restricted ATP. I have a brief understanding of that. But from what I understand, because there are people that went to ATP that got into the airlines at around 1,200, 1,250 hours so it's obviously before they get their 1,500 hours. And they're flying for the airlines. And that's restricted ATP. from my understanding, restricted ATP is simply you get to work for the airline, right? Not as an instructor, because ATP does this whole thing where they'll, like, let's say you want to work for Envoy. Envoy will hire you while you're an instructor, so you're actually an instructor being paid by Envoy. But that's not what I mean. I mean entering the airlines as a pilot. So you hit the 1250 mark, and then these ATP guys are able to go in there, but they can only fly as like a second officer or something, which I thought was only a European thing. It's some kind of like side thing. You're not able to really like be pilot in command. I might be saying that wrong, but I know that you're not going to be in control. You can't be pilot in command whatsoever. So people are able to do that. Now, whether or not Part 141 and Part 61 have an impact on that, I actually don't know. That's not something I looked into. It's also not something I'm too worried about. I don't know. From my understanding, when I talk to other pilots who work in the airline industry, even one who was a part of the hiring process for the airline industry, had stated that ultimately, some will have their minimum flight hours that they'll accept, but it will ultimately come down to your interview, and it'll come down to what they will accept from you as a person. If you seem like you're driven and you seem like you have some level of competence as a pilot, that could have a huge swaying factor. So it's just like any other job. It really comes down to who you are. And you can't enter the airlines with like only 500 hours though. But like I said, I don't know. That could be a thing. Did I answer that question? I did. I answered all the questions. Oh man. Okay. I do have a talk with myself segment I'm going to do. But before I get into that, any of you guys that follow this, because most of the people that are following this that are pilots are watching these on YouTube or Facebook. If you watch these, if you have a lifestyle you want to get into before you get into flight school, do it before you get into flight school. I'm telling you. There are so many things. It's gonna be borderline impossible to start a new habit while you're in the midst of the chaos and the stress that is flight school. So, in this scenario here, like, the example I can give is like P90X. I really wanted to get into a workout routine, something healthier. And because I've done that before I get in there are several things that are occurring that I'm really glad happened now and not while I'm in flight school. For example, I am sore. Like, I am sore. I hate picking things up right now. And that would have sucked to be sore while flying an aircraft, especially when you're trying to learn. So, getting that whole soreness aspect out of the way. I'm learning different things. Like the last workout I did was in my room, and it was hotter here in North Carolina, and I just didn't consider that, and the room got really hot, like to a point where I felt like I was borderline about to pass out because of how hot it was getting, and so that's something I have to consider. So when I move, I have to consider that when my workout room, about things like that. So, and finding out different equipment that I needed. It's so much better to find that out beforehand. And this bleeds into any kind of lifestyle. Like, I don't know what you want to get into. If you want to, for example, I know another pilot who I was talking to because I want to learn to play guitar. He's going to learn guitar while he's in flight school. And the way he set it up is he's like, I will, every day for an hour, learn guitar. And he started before he went in. And it really helped him out because it was already habitual for him. He got into flight school and it was already a thing. He just needed to make it work around the flight schedule. It's a lot hard to stay committed to something like that when you're in flight school. So, did I get a headset yet? No, not yet. And that's because I want the ability to return something. Let me see if I can explain this. I am getting the Bose A20 headset. But I'm not getting it until after I move and I get closer to my flight school because I won't be using the headset until I get into flight school. So Matthew has joined us. You're not late at all. Not late at all, man. So I want to be able to get that item closer to flight school, test that equipment out, and if I need to return it, I'll return it. And I want that ability to happen. So, but I will be ordering the Bose A20 headset. So that's a thing. I need to have a talk with myself because I did something I shouldn't have. So I need to talk with a version of me. You good? You want to do this now? Yeah, you do? Okay, we're going to do it. Let me get it set up, guys, because I gotta get on myself or something. Whew. I'll be right back, guys. Hey, man. So you were doing that whole the P90X. You remember the guy that was in the background? And he was he seemed a little forward, a little arrogant. Arrogant's a good word, right? That's the way you judged him as. But then he did the workout again, right? The second week came around. Yeah, that's right. He wasn't a dick anymore, was he? You saw him from a different perspective. Is that not important? Because when you judge somebody, well, yeah, exactly. Exactly. See, you judged them in the wrong perspective. So you have to give people time. And there's a whole concept that don't judge a book by its cover. Kind of cliche. It can work out for certain things. If I see someone that looks like a crack addict, twitching with a gun, I'm gonna, take care of it, right? Like we would shoot that person, right? Yeah, of course. Okay, cool. If they were coming at us. Levels of escalation, you know what I mean? Okay. What were we talking about? Oh, yes. You really can't judge a person in that direction. When you first saw that guy, he seemed arrogant. He was talking over Tony Horton, the guy that's instructing him. And he was being all macho about stuff. But when you watch it the second time, it didn't seem that way, right? That's what's crazy. A person isn't who they are just because you perceived them to be that way the first time. You need to remember that. So, I'll finalize this. I'm sorry we haven't seen each other. I know it's been 2 weeks? I didn't see you last week. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But we're working on something, right? Yeah? We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that another time. Okay, we'll talk about that another time. But what's really important, just keep that in mind, man. Give people a chance. They might seem a little arrogant. They might seem wrong at first. But it's really important to make sure that you don't judge them right out the gates. Give them a second chance, third chance. See what happens. Sound good? Okay, man. Well, love you. We've been doing good this week. Getting shit done. We've been getting shit done. Yes, we have been. P90X workout's coming out great, and you're moving next week. So, get ready, man, because we'll probably have a lot more talks with ourselves. Yeah? Okay. All right. See you next week. See you next week. All right. I love you. And I'm back. Sorry, guys. I had to have that little talk. I guess I get a little judgmental sometimes in certain things. Let's see. What did I miss so far? The tables have turned. Matthew's late. And Carmen's going to kick your ass now. And Craig and Johnny and my mom, all of them are going to kick your ass too. Welcome to Fluffernutter Live, where you get jumped for being late. No respect. What else you guys haven't doing? It seems to be fine. Yeah, I'm a Bose guy. It's the only reason why I'm getting the expensive headset. Working out for it. Through and through. And every airline pilot I talked to was like, dude, just get it. The last airline pilot that I had, he owned his headset for 9 years and he's still going strong with it. That's worth it for me. So, well, it's time for me to go, guys. Unless you guys have anything. I answered all the questions. Did everything I was supposed to. Scavenged this up as soon as I possibly could. Hopefully we won't run into that. I'll have to add that to my checklist. The Siri questions. What's the Siri questions? Hold on, look for you. Nobody will answer it within the time period because I gotta get the timer set and everything. So it's time to go, guys. It's night time. I gotta finish the scripts for ATP versus Blue Line. Sorry. Matthew, earlier, it would feel like you got a full half hour of my show in. It's whatever, I won't judge you. Totally judging. I love your face, guys. If you guys have any last questions, we only have 2 minutes left. And it starts now. I love your face, guys. If you have any questions, let me know now. Don't forget, I won't be here I most likely won't be here next Sunday. If I do, it'll be last minute. There won't be any advertisements for it or anything. I'm just going to do it at 7 p.m. if it happens. If it happens. I move Saturday. Okay? Okay. There's a lot of things to do. Oh, man, what was the hand towel about? Oh, I do remember. I remember. Woo. We're not going down that road, guys. It's not happening. Johnny. Craig. Mom's probably not watching anymore. I think she quit. Oh, guys, it's coming up. Remember, if you ever want to rock out with me, between 52, when it goes from 52 to 51, that's when you rock out. That's the peak, and that's the drop. You ready for it? It's going. I love this song. Well, we'll see what happens. We're not talking about damn hand towel. It's not happening. No hand towel. Butterface. This clock, by the way, is a clock that some pastor uses. Whatever. I'm not a faithful man. Religious man. I am faithful. Oh my God. Okay, you guys, it's time to go. Butterface. Butterface. Okay. Okay, I gotta buy. I gotta do like this little reach around to turn it off so you don't see my finger in the camera. Okay, I'm gonna end it. I got it. Okay, bye-bye.